Have you ever felt trapped in a relationship that made you feel helpless and lost your identity? You need to know that you are not alone. Today, we are going to explore the concept of Stoicism that has endured through the ages and provided us with valuable lessons on how to deal with narcissistic and other life challenges. But before we go any further, let's take a look at the history of Stoicism. Stoicism originated in ancient Greece and was introduced by philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. They taught about the importance of accepting what we cannot change and keeping control over our own reactions and thoughts. In our journey today, I will take you through 7 valuable lessons that we can take away from the teachings of Stoicism. These lessons will not only help you deal with narcissism, but also guide you in tackling life's challenges wisely. So, let's explore them together and find wisdom in difficult circumstances. 1. Narcissists don't like to be dictated to or rejected. When dealing with a narcissistic person, one thing is for sure: they are irresistible. For them, their desires and self-interest trump everything else. There is no room for the word no in their dictionary. For them, the world revolves around them, and refusing their requests is a crime. When you dare to say no, you open the door to unexpected anger and verbal attacks. They feel like their rights are being infringed upon, and that's not something they're going to let slide. However, there is a way to overcome this challenge. The Stoic Marcus Aurelius taught the concept of amor fati, love of fate. It may be difficult, but learning to accept and respect differences in the desires and interests of others is the first step towards peace in a relationship with a narcissist. By setting clear boundaries and insisting on honesty and self-reliance, you not only protect yourself from their manipulation, but also strengthen your personal integrity. 2. They can't stand criticism. When we enter the realm of criticism, narcissists expose the most fragile side of themselves. No matter how small the criticism, they greet it with a storm of uncontrollable emotions. For them, criticism is a direct blow to their enormous ego. It feels like they are falling into an abyss of humiliation, and they fight back fiercely, mercilessly. They can't control the rage that flares up inside them, as if the world isn't worthy of judging them. So much energy is wasted on maintaining their perfect image. Yet, underneath it all, there is an uncertainty that torments them. The solution to dealing with narcissistic people who cannot take criticism is to understand that true strength lies in being able to take criticism and improve. As Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher of Stoicism, said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." 3. They want to control everything. In life, we often encounter individuals who have a tendency to control everything around them. They are not satisfied if they cannot be in complete control of every aspect of life, even down to the personal decisions of others. These narcissists, with their overwhelming desire for control, create an unhealthy and oppressive environment for those around them. Their dominant and domineering attitude makes others feel constrained and deprived of their freedom. Feeling marginalized and unappreciated, this can lead to unnecessary conflict and tension in relationships. However, the solution to dealing with this narcissistic person is not to give an emotional reaction or give in to the urge to fight back. Instead, we can take a thoughtful and calm approach. By considering the philosophy of Stoicism, we are taught to accept the things we cannot change and focus on what we can control, namely our own reactions and attitudes. By understanding that we cannot change the behavior of others, we can find peace within ourselves and avoid unnecessary conflict. 4. They don't like seeing others happy. Sometimes we encounter people in our lives who can't stand to see our happiness. They feel threatened by the light of happiness we radiate, because it reminds them of the darkness within themselves. Narcissists are one of those people. They live in deep dissatisfaction, trapped in insecurities and self-deficiencies that keep them from enjoying the happiness of others. When we achieve success or find happiness in our lives, they feel marginalized and go to great lengths to dampen our joy. However, this is no reason for us to withhold our happiness. Instead, we need to face them with compassion and wisdom. By understanding the source of their suffering, we can keep ourselves steadfast in happiness and extend our light to those in need. In the midst of darkness, we can be a light to them, inviting them to the path of true happiness. The solution lies in the wisdom of Stoicism, accepting what cannot be changed, having the courage to change what can be changed, and being wise in distinguishing between the two. 5. Narcissists don't like it when their lies are exposed. When a narcissistic person's carefully constructed curtain of lies begins to open, their world collapses in a darkness of self-destruction. Every fiber of their hubris unravels into unraveling threads of confusion and shame. Once the lies are exposed, they feel trapped in a maze of inescapable realities. Feel the tremors of despair that seep into his soul, tremors that creep into every lie that is told, haunting his heart with uncertainty and fear. Yet, amidst this chaos, there is a faint light of hope. In the philosophy of Stoicism, we are taught to accept the truth gracefully, to face reality with courage and poise. By confronting lies with honesty and truth, we can strengthen our moral foundations and free ourselves from the shackles of narcissistic manipulation. Through introspection and wisdom, we can find peace in honesty and build strong and meaningful relationships with those around us. So, let's continue with determination, face lies with honesty, and find freedom in truth. 6. They cannot stand feeling vulnerable. Those with narcissistic traits are not only brave and tough, but also very vulnerable to criticism or ridicule. While they may look like masters of all things, underneath that mask of hubris lies a deep-seated fear and weakness. At the slightest touch of criticism, whenever there is a trace of imperfection in their perfect image, they become nervous and restless. Even when it appears that they are laughing at uncertainty, they are merely trying to avoid the inevitability of fear. In the midst of this fragility, however, lies the opportunity for us to understand them more deeply, not with judgment, but with empathy. By understanding that beneath their falseness and arrogance, there are fragile human beings trying to find their place in this world. And this is where the wise word silence from Marcus Aurelius is very relevant. By remaining calm and unaffected by the narcissistic madness, we can find peace in the face of interactions with them. 7. Narcissistic dislike when attention is focused on others. Narcissists can't stand having the spotlight stolen by others. They are like performers who always want center stage, enjoying the spotlight shining on their successes. When the public eye turns to someone else, they feel marginalized, ignored, and lose control of their carefully constructed narrative. This gives rise to deep-seated jealousy of the attention and recognition that should be theirs. However, amidst the anger and disappointment, there is wisdom in coming to terms with reality. Stoicism teaches that we must accept what we cannot control. Accepting that attention can shift from moment to moment is the first step in breaking free from the narcissistic trap. Next, focus on self-development and personal achievement rather than simply competing for the spotlight. By doing so, we can find peace in simplicity and true happiness. Let's explore together the wisdom of Stoicism in dealing with narcissistic and other life challenges. How do you deal with difficult situations in your life? Have you ever felt trapped in a destructive relationship, Leave a comment and tell us about your experience below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so that more people can benefit. Thank you, and see you in the next content.